Hey everyone, this is smpratte, and today we're going to talk about the best Pokemon set of 2021. You just finished my previous video on the worst Pokemon set of the year. Now we're going to talk about the best Pokemon set of the year, which in my opinion is Celebrations. Celebrations went above and beyond anything in 2021. I'd even say anything we've seen for a while, and that's because the set celebrates the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. It's a very special time, and Pokemon put a lot of thought into its release. Not only that, you had unprecedented things happening with the 25th anniversary. You had all these like celebrity collaborations you did before with like Katy Perry, Post Malone, and like these other people that make me feel like a boomer because I don't even know who they are. Like, yeah, that stuff going on, even from the market side. Like, you had people in Japan lining up to pre-order packs for the 25th anniversary for a set they didn't even know every card that was in it yet. That is unprecedented. That has never happened. I talked about so many times in Patreon how it's pre-optimized. There were so many people pre-ordering this set. They didn't even know everything that was in it yet. That's how good it was. That's how much anticipation there was for the set. And it delivered. This, in my opinion, was a 10 out of 10 execution. What you see sometimes with these 20th anniversary or these anniversary sets or like the retro, whatever you want to call it, releases, it's usually heavy WotC, like original era. Well, this one was great because it was a sampler for pretty much everybody. You had the WotC era, a little bit of EX era, some of Level X. It had something for pretty much every generation. And then on top of that, you had the Light Toxicity card, like the Delta Mimikyu card. Like, those reimagined cards are just, yes, like PSA 10. Like, they are flawless. And let's not forget, you also had like the Pikachu in the jungle, like the base Pikachu full art reimagined with like the Oddish in the foreground. Oh, it's so good. That was like, I was so excited just to get that card. It's not even super rare. And I can't even, I need to relax, need to calm down, take a breath. Even the chunky VMAX Pikachu's, like, how is he being held up by those balloons? Like, he's as big as a Wailord. Like, how is that even physically possible? Everything in this set from top to bottom was a home run. It's what you want to see. Basically, everything you saw in my previous video on the worst set about how there's too many cards, lacks set identity, impossible to collect, all that was Uno reversed and turned on its head. So, number one, this set not only has a nice amount of cards, but what that means for a buyer, both kid and adult, it's fun. It's rewarding. You know, when I open up one of these ETBs, even if it's lackluster, I'm still going to be excited. I'm still going to feel rewarded for my purchase. I will have fun doing it. And what does that mean? I'm going to go buy more of it. I'm going to want to go back to the store. I'm going to want to go see if they have more ETBs in stock. You know, I'm going to check online. I'm going to be more engaged. This set has those re-entry variables that are very, very rare. You very rarely see them. You only see them in things like evolutions. I'll throw Shining Legends in there to give it some love, but like Hidden Fates especially, it's a very rare occurrence when a set is so good that it'll bring people back into the game. Where sets like Evolving Skies, Go Down the Line, Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, etc., those aren't going to bring many people back in because they don't have that fun factor. You know, they don't give you that reward. I can go get a Chilling Reign ETB right now, and I won't get the Slow King Komiya that I want. You know, I'm probably going to get like the same V over and over and over again. So the reality is with a set like Celebrations is the design, not only the design of the cards is fantastic, like the art and the choice, but also because of that contained quantity. You're going to feel such a nice reward here because having both of those sides is well balanced. You're going to be like, okay, I'm getting something in every one of these packs I'm excited about. So I'm going to go do what? Get more packs. So that's what you're going to do with Celebrations. That's what everyone else is doing, and mark my words, Celebrations is going to be one of those sets that brings people back into the game. I talked about before with Evolution, CP6, 20th anniversary. I know so many people came back, just like with Pokemon Go, just like with Logan Paul and all these organic exposure. That's what happens. This set is so good on its own, it's going to bring people back into the game. I'd even throw things like Shining Fates in there as well, and Hidden Fates especially. Those sets also are at the point where they're so good and exciting that they'll bring people back in because their fundamentals are so strong. Now, we got to talk about this right here. Like, we got to talk about this. I hope this thing might be solar flaring you right now. Like, all the power might be reflecting back at you. This, honestly, is one of the best modern English releases I've ever experienced. Like, no exaggeration in that statement. What you get, like, you can't see with your, maybe if you zoom in, you can see what you get here in the box. Forget about all the packs, which is already good enough. The gold cards and the Metal Charizard is just I've never seen the English product make me that excited before. I've never had as strong of a reaction, as raging of a clue whenever I looked at that Ultra Premium collection, because that thing just delivered. It felt like one of those special Japanese releases. I've talked about so many times over the years about how Japan is so good with the Mario Pikachus, the screen promos, stamp promos, Rocket 20th Anniversary, Master Battle Collection. You can go on and on and on. So many awesome Japanese releases that we never really got in English. This is it right here. Like, this is the one that did it. This is the closest that we've gotten to one of those special Japanese releases. Whoever did this deserves a raise because they knew what collectors wanted. They did something unique. They did something special. And yeah, it is a little pricey, but it has come down, which we'll get into. That's another benefit of Celebrations. Why I think it also is doing more than other sets before it. But sticking to the Ultra Premium Collection, it's just such a fun release. I think this thing has some of the best fundamentals I've seen on a modern English release in a long time. I can't think of something that not only gives you good packs from a good set, but on top of that, these unique cards. I personally am not even that big on the metal cards, but I'm like, I guess I like metal cards now because like that Charizard is so good. It's like, you did it. You did it, English Pokemon. You figured out how Japan's been doing it for a long time and you chose to do it finally. So yeah, this is definitely another one of those perks that comes along with like the Celebrations discussion. It was a great execution, and I hope they do more of this in some way or another with other products down the road because this one was definitely special. Now, one other really interesting thing about Celebrations, we started with like the internals, like the set itself, the card design, the quantity of the set, the collectability and all that, branching out to the product itself, but going even further, the availability of that product. So the availability of something even like Shining Fates, which I think is a contender there for one of these S-tier sets. Shining Fates was during that like crazy scalpage of 2020 that we'll tell our grandchildren about. You know, the ETBs usually would sell between like 50 to 70 on average, somewhere in there, and they were getting above 100 at one point. Where with this, I've been posting it steady on E4. Maybe we'll drop a link even in here for you guys. I have yet to see these things on eBay going from these big sellers go above $60 shipped. Like, that's what you want to see. Even to the point where the Pokemon Center exclusive ones didn't get botted out in like a second or two. They've been on the Pokemon Center for hours. Somebody posted the other day in E4. I caught it like 3 hours later. I'm like, oh, they're still here, and I can still order them. So that's another perk to Celebrations, which is really external. Like, it's not about the set design at all, but I think it's valuable for people who are trying to experience it now. Because again, when you're going into all this, it really is about that experience at the end of the day. That's what we're chasing. You know, when we see that metal Charizard, what is it that we're seeing? We're seeing that experience when we were younger and we're on the playground, and you're the king of the playground if you have that Charizard. You know, we want the PSA 10 or whatever it is. You know, that's the adult version of that same thing. It's all about that experience at the end of the day. And I think the fact that this product is more available, that adds to the experience. That accessibility is great because I don't even think it's scalpable, to be honest with you. Maybe you could argue this one right here because it is a little bit more exclusive. You know, this is definitely a higher price premium item. I think MSRP, I hate saying, but the MSRP of this, I think, was like 120. So, you know, you're talking an item right out of the gate is already higher than the average product. But the bottom line is majority of this, like the ETBs last year for Shining Fates, which this came out right now, same time frame, 1-to-1. Shining Fates was over $100. This is, again, 60 shipped. I remember even during like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, one of the big stores was like, we got you, fam. 51 shipped. $51 shipped? Like, that's it. Like, you're right there. Like, there's the MSRP. Line up and buy it. Like, that's it right there. So, yeah, that I think is a very important aspect for the whole Celebrations experience because it just adds to it. Like, when you're peeling back the layers, you know, like we did with the worst set of the year, why it's the worst set. With this one, there's so many layers there that I think even like Evolutions had, but it didn't have the same like instant demand that you do now and optimization that you do now that has been satisfied by the supply. Because back with Evolutions, yeah, you had supply, but you didn't have the crazy bots and all the crazy optimization and scalping and all that stuff. Like, it was nowhere near what it is today. Like, not even close. Like, it's like, I would say it was like not even a 25th of it, keeping to the 25th anniversary. Like, it was not even a fraction. It wasn't even anywhere in the same like playing field as it is now. Like, now you have people botting. Like, not even just scalpers, like so many businesses and entities and whales that are in Pokemon now that weren't even around in 2016. So I think that makes it even more special that the amount of supply has satisfied like this unprecedented level of demand. And again, going back to Japan, people didn't line up to pre-order CP6 in 2016, but they did line up to get the 25th anniversary celebration set in Japan, which has never happened before. Not even in the 90s crazy golden era boom that was happening. Like, this hit a level that we've never experienced. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the final point, like I did with the worst set of the year, is compare 1-to-1. Compare that ETB to the Chilling Reign ETB. Compare the value of what you're going to get, the fun and the feeling you're going to get from opening one of those compared to the other. It's not even close. Celebrations all day. You'll get something in there, whether you're 10 years younger than me, whether you're a Zoomer and all you care about are the new cards, you get a little bit of everything in there. And also it might, bring some of that younger generation into the older stuff because, again, it's such a good sampler. And vice versa. Some of the older generation be like, oh, wait, that EX is decent. Or like that level X card, that EX card doesn't suck as much as Discord has been telling me it does. So, that is something that you'll see on both ends because this set is so good. It'll be so dynamic long term. It's just one of those that is a lot of fun. And I think, honestly, having so much supply is a nice thing. Like we saw with Evolutions, there was more than enough supply for a long time. And here we are today, 5 years later. It's definitely more valuable than it was 5 years ago. So, even for the big brain stalkers and investors, I think those fundamentals of how fun it is to open are going to continue through time. I'm always going to see this set and be excited about it and be like, you know what? If I want to open something fun, I'm going to go towards that before the Chilling Reign that is appropriately underneath it. So there it is. That's what I have for the best set of the year, guys. As usual, you know the deal. Let me know how I feel. And that's pretty much it. Till next time.